Good morning, and grab your coffee. We're going to go into the deeper explanation of the big event, the final big curtain call. What is it? I'm going to explain something to you because there's just one thing between us and that final grand finale that's so beautiful. And I'm going to explain what I mean by final event too. It's not what you may think. You ready? It's worth listening to. I guarantee it. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Yeah, somebody said, keep going, Landria. It's been a few years, I'm never going to stop. But there's going to be a time when I'll probably be, much more effective on the other side. There is actually no other side. What's the big final event? What do I even mean by that? I shared with you in my last video, which last video, that I got a download about information that I got 12 years ago. I was told that everything is one thing happening, not simultaneously, just one thing happening. All the things happening, that future 5,000 years from now is happening right now. And it is not separate from us. It is one energy, just existing in every probability and time. Second piece of information, there's no such thing as time. Everything is one thing. It's one thing happening. There's no such thing as time. Now, I just recently got a much more, let's just say, complex explanation of what that is. Because I think we get ready for things. As we evolve, we're open and ready for information. I think you're ready for this. I was told that we are not individually going into a great awakening. We are as one energy field that exists in everything going into that. Within it are variations of the frequency and the energies. But we come together as a whole to go back to the one. In fact, we just continually remove veils. Now, I've had people say, well, you're really in an advanced state of spirituality understanding. I don't believe I'm advanced, and other spiritual teachers, although we're going to talk about that in a minute. I believe that what happens is the veils start to be pulled down. You are exactly everything right now because you are all that is, can be, all probabilities, every possible facet of the energy field. And what we are doing right now is an illusion. We are all illusions. Everything's an illusion. It's just creation. It's artistic. It's beautiful. It's expansive. And so we have veils so that we don't understand what that is so that we can experience the illusion. As you explore beyond limitations, you go into an understanding, and I call it the knowing, where you stop asking questions because only the ego and the brain needs answers. It tries to name and separate, label. We're going into a big event. What is that big event? When we understand that everything is one thing, that you affect absolutely everyone, everything, not just on the planet but beyond. It's just one energy field. You stop the questions, and everything you do is for the unity of the one. And here's the number one thing, and I teach this. This is my whole platform's called Breakthrough Fear. When you have no fear, you realize that you are the very one thing that you may have struggled against, criticized, judged. And when you have no fear, that completely dissolves. And that's a huge veil that lifts, and then you go into the expansion of really what you are. And then we as a whole energy field, which we are, it's unavoidable, it's just what we are. We go back into the super high frequency and then we do something else. The final big event for us as a planet is to remove the veils and go into such a high state of being that we basically catch up with a lot of the other individual, let's just say, seemingly individual expressions of the one who are much higher frequencies. Because they're cheering us on, because we're affecting them. So what you do right now affects somebody 5,000 years in the future, 10,000 million years in the future. There is no ending. What's the final big event? Is to come back into oneness with no illusion, no fear. To understand that there's nothing to fight for, to struggle against, and that we are unified, and that when we understand we're the one community, and to play that out as human beings is the ultimate final event, because this illusion is not easy. It's a master school. So when we, as a unified field here in a physical world, we come in with density. It's purposefully done. We're all involved. We are all approving. We are all creating. So to say that you didn't choose anything is still a veil of you believing that you are not that great one energy field, the one consciousness that is God. Even the unconsciousness energy field is God. The source, one thing. It's just playing things out. Our game, the big event, is to know this, to release fear. So I'm going to do a video on how to get rid of negative people, dark energies, all that stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, I hope you watch that video, because it's pretty simple. I want to simplify everything for you. And that is, when you realize it's you, and you drop fear, nothing has power over you. Because what is it going to have power over? You are not this human being. So when we go out of fear, we know that no matter what happens to us here physically, we can never be destroyed. We just transform into something else. And we experience certain things that are pretty horrific, right? It's really beautiful. When you let it go, it will blow your mind. The final big event is the removal of all the veils. No more fear and service to others, because that is you. And so that becomes equally, if not more important than anything you could do for yourself, because you cannot be destroyed. And that anything that you would do that would take you to that next form would be amazing if you do it on a high frequency. People save other people's lives. Woohoo! The ultimate thing. What do you think? That was a final, negative thing? No, it was amazing. They did the ultimate sacrifice in the illusion. And they went into the most amazing, beautiful space and said, I did it. I moved past fear and I placed the other first. And they realized that that body that, transitioned was not them, and that the energy field and the choices that they made along the way is what created the final event for them in that role, because you never end. The final event is just a playing out of each illusion. It appears to be final, but it isn't. When you and I leave here, this planet will keep going in some form or another. Energy cannot be destroyed. So even if she doesn't look like a material thing, she exists as an intelligent energy field. I know a lot of people can't even comprehend that. She's intelligent. And so just because it's not in the form of you and I, just like aliens, we're so afraid of what? Of what? That's another form of you. No, it's not a separate thing. It is you. We are just an energy field expressing itself. And so our fear against it is what we must move past, pull down the illusion and realize, just like human beings, there are different decisions, frequencies high and low. We're actually the most treacherous ones to deal with, right? Well, we're worried about other aliens. Hey, listen, if they were so bad, we wouldn't be here. They'd take us out instead of letting us destroy our own planet and each other. But we do destroy one another. We're the ones that are on the lowest frequency. Well, it goes lower, believe it or not. The final event, removing of the veils. And we all are contributing to one huge event that then contributes and is those events and those events and those events and all the illusions. And then it continues on. Can you move past it and go into that space? We have to overcome and move past, break through fear. When you do that, you will manifest things that will be absolutely stunningly amazing. Miracles. If you guys want to subscribe, come on over to my free video series, because I give you a lot of free stuff. I teach you 4 proven steps how to break through fear, because when you do that, you're a major manifester right now. What's stopping you? Beliefs, programming, fear. And so we're creating businesses here. These are free videos. Come on over. Amazing. People are no more judging, just creating, expanding, trying things. There's no failure. There's no such thing as failure. That's fear. That's a programming that tells you that you can do something wrong. You can't. You make the highest, best possible decisions. Just go, do, live your life. You're not going to be here that long. This is a very short experience. Please subscribe and share these. I'm going to do more videos on the oneness and the power of us, because there's nothing that you can't actually do right now. And as a human being, you have a role you have to play out, and there's some amazing things you could do with that. We're going to talk more about that, and I'm going to talk about breaking through that fear, because when you do it, whew, you realize it was made up. It was made up. It's part of the game. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Click for free videos. Subscribe. Click for free emails. Come on over. I'm going to keep telling you how amazing you are until you decide to accept that. I'm going to go back to my coffee and shoot more videos. Namaste.